Good morning, everyone. Brian from Innisfil Creek Honey in beautiful Hardwood Lake, Ontario. Up at the trailer this weekend, spending time with really good friends. Enjoying myself. Bored this morning, so I'm coming out to my bee yard, my little hobby yard I have here at the trailer. Got 40 hives back there we put into winter. And this is the last yard I'm opening up. I've just pulled the winter wraps off now. Went through the hives. I was sort of worried when I first started coming up to the yard to go, you know, what's going on there? Such a mixed results in other yards. We have had yards where most of them are dead. We've had yards that most of them are alive. And this being my furthest north yard, I was always concerned about it because it's got to live through a harsher winter than most of the other yards I have down south. Interesting thing is, 40 hives, 2 dead. There's one there I tore apart, and there's one over there I tore apart. 2 dead out of 40 hives. My furthest north yard, treated exactly the same as every other yard I have, with one minor thing. It's always the last yard I open, so I open it always May 2-4 weekend. Come up, spend some time at the trailer, come in, open up the hives, treat them with furthest, treat them with for American foul brood, get them ready to go into summer. And then it's the first yard I ever harvest from. I harvest this yard when I come up to the trailer on Labor Day weekend. And that's the only difference between every other yard I have. Last year, every yard I'd have down south closer to my property, I had treatments on for varroa beginning of March. It was such a nice spring last spring. Went in, opened up every hide, had every varroa treatment on every one of those hives down there beginning of March. Thought, hey, I'm gonna get a jump on the mites, get my varroa treatment in there early, knock them down, go into summer, awesome. And they did. They went into summer, awesome, built up really quick, collected a ton of honey, and then crashed in the fall because I believe the treatment window for varroa was too long. Where these ones up here, they got treated May 2-4 weekend. They went through June, July, August, 3 months, and then September, beginning of September, they got treated again. So they only went through 3 months of varroa buildup before I treated their fall treatment. Whereas my spring hives went through March, April, May, June, July, August, part of September by the time I finished harvesting. So you're looking at, 6 to 7 months in between treatment. And I honestly think as beekeepers, we have to start not looking at the climate and what's going on in the weather and jumping ahead of things. We actually have to look at the timing windows and what bees require at given times in their life cycle. So last year, we had a really long growing season. The bees ramped up really well, but so did the mites. Then we had a big open window in the middle where they weren't treated with anything because we thought, hey, why do we need to treat? The bees were treated early in the spring. They don't have any mites. But the mites were growing with them throughout that whole summer months and the 5 or 6 months of not treating. And then they went into fall already sick because they had mites all through the summer. Whereas these ones, they only had 3 months in between treatments. They had no treatment, no mites in the spring. They had almost no mites all summer, and then I knocked them down again on Labor Day weekend. So they went into winter early, they went in treated early, and they went in healthy. And you can see, my God, there are bees everywhere. They're good. They're good. They lived. 2 dead out of 40. And Ontario's average is what, 55%? They're saying, I think, the OBA announced. Whereas, this yard, I wish all my yards were treated the way I treated this yard. And I think that's going to be my biggest thing this year. I'm going to really be on top of the mites. If we have a really late fall, I might treat twice in the fall. I might treat midsummer and fall. I might just knock the hell out of those mites. Anyways, Everybody have a great long weekend. I'm going to work for a few hours, then go have some beers, maybe barbecue something for lunch. Remember, get outside, spend time with friends and family. You never know how long they're going to be around, and you'll miss them when they're gone. Have a good one.